Hello, beautiful artists, and especially you beginners. I wanted to make this video for you because as a beginner, you're probably hearing a lot about wet and wet, wet and dry, among other things. So today I just wanted to go through a little bit of the wet on wet and the wet on dry. I'll actually start with wet on dry and then go to wet on wet. I just want to explain that to you, and hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. First, my supplies real quickly. If you don't need this, you can just fast forward. I'm using a 140-pound cold press. So the cold press does have a bit of texture. Hot press would have that real beautiful, soft, smooth finish, perfect for illustration and crisp lines. I like the cold press 140-pound because it has some bumps and grooves in there, which gives my paintings a lot of texture, and that's predominantly what I use and what I like. I also have my watercolor brush. This happens to be my set. There may be a few left. You can get 2 brushes for under $15, and use what you have. This is the size 8, and I believe this one's a 4, and I will link all of this in the description below for you, so no worry to write this down. And let's see, I have my Meiliang paints, gorgeous paints, especially for a beginner. You can buy them in what they call, this is a pan, and each little pan is filled with paints. Now, as you can see, mine are very well used. When you go to use them, what you want to do is just spray them with some water. And because right now they're hard, but once I activate them with water, they're going to soften up and they're going to be ready to go in just a minute. Now, you'll also see me working from my palette here. I do use mostly Meiliang products. I just love their accessories. This is their palette. I love it because it's huge. I can get all of my paints in there. And these are all the same paints that you're going to see in my palette, but you can get them in a tube, and I just fill up this palette with the same colors. There's just a few in the palette here that I don't have here, so you might see me go back and forth. I've also got a container for my water. This is my wash water. This is my rinse. Really important in watercolors because they're so transparent. They can really get muddied up. So I have both a wash right when I'm done with the color. I wash and then I'm going to rinse. So that is basically my supplies you're going to see me use today. So what I want to go over first is the wet on dry. Let me just write that at the top here so you know what I'm doing. So this is wet on dry. And then over here, I'll do wet on wet. Both really fun techniques. I use them both. I really love the wet and wet, and I'll share with you why in a minute. So wet on dry is just basically taking wet paint, which is in my palette here. I'm just going to spritz these as well. And so wet paint onto a dry paper, or if you already have pigment on here that has dried, like maybe this is dry. If I was to paint over this, it would be wet paint on dry. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It could be either dry paper or dry paint. So let's go ahead and do this, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the difference in how I might use the two. So wet on dry, you're going to get a very crisp line edge because watercolors only are going to go where water is. So if I was to apply this here, you see it's only going to go exactly where I put it because it's not going to flow onto dry paper. So crisp lines, crisp edges, really nice if you want to get some of these nice crisper edges. Now, I would use that for a lot of my flowers. Let me just show you. So wet on dry, point, pressing my brush to open it up, point, just using the tip of my brush, but when I apply pressure, it's gonna open up that belly just like that. So I can get this really nice, crisp, clear shape, maybe a petal like this. Here's another one we'll do here. Point, press, point, press, pressing, opening the belly of my brush. And look at these wonderful hard lines I get. So that is wet on dry. Now, if I was to let these dry and then go over it with another paint, that would still be wet on dry. If I was to go into this right now while it's glossy, that would be wet on wet, and it's gonna be a completely different look. So this look here is pretty even, it's pretty consistent. Now, if I was, so I'm washing my brush, rinsing my brush, tapping it off. Now wet on wet, let me show you. So for instance, if I just wet my paper here, and actually we'll do both with a color and just with water like I'm doing here. So I've got a nice, damp, shiny surface. Now, if I was to go back and do this same line, load my brush with paint, just like I did here, but now I'm going on to wet on wet, and I create that line, look at that. See how it's spreading and those edges are not crisp anymore. They are spreading into the water because watercolors is gonna go where water flows. So completely different look. Still really nice, soft, very, they call it painterly, a beautiful look, but much softer than this. Crisper lines, more detail could be achieved with wet on dry. Now, if I was to go wet on wet for my flower petals, I could wet an area of flower petal shape, or this, I could even do a leaf here. So I've wet an area, and then I'm gonna go in with that purple paint, tap in, and look how it flows. So see the look. Now this is predominantly how I paint. I love that soft look. Now, if I was to mix wet on dry and wet on wet, what I could do would be I could go right next to this and go with my wet brush onto part of this is going to be dry, and I'm touching that wet edge. So watch this. This is wet on dry, but watch what happens when I touch the edge of that water. It starts to blend in with the petal next to it. So again, you're getting that beautiful blending here, these soft edges on a petal. Now, this is really, you know, uniquely what your style is going to be. So the other way you can use that wet on wet is if I was to do, say, let's do a blue, light blue petal. We'll just do one, or let's do green. Let's do a leaf. We haven't done a leaf yet. So let's see. Let me pick up some green here. Here's my palette. I've got a mixture of about 50-50. Let me show you in this palette here. So I'm going to put about 50% pigment, 50% water. It moves relatively easy. And I'm tapping off my brush before I go to my paper because there's a lot of pigment and liquid in there. And I don't want a big puddle. So let me show you a leaf. Let's first do wet on dry. So here's our stem. Crisp lines, no blurring and flow. Point, press, open that belly. Up on the point, point, press. Just like that. So nice crisp lines. See how that is? Pick up some paint, tap, tap, tap. Point, press, point, press. And we've got these nice crisp lines. Okay, now let's go into, on the other side, on our wet side, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I'm starting with wet on dry. Let's do a leaf here. Here is our stem. Tap, tap, tap. And then point, press. Let's do that again. Point, press, point, press. See how my belly of my brush opened up? So now I've got this wet surface here. Now I just use the tip of my brush, light pressure, to kind of fill in. But watch when I go into this wet pigment with another color. So maybe I want to go in there with some blue. Let's try some blue here. Load my brush, tap, 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 and I dot in there. See how it flows just like it did here, but I'm going on top of a color I already have there. Now, if I was to go onto this dry surface, that's not quite dry yet, let's let that dry, but look at the beautiful, soft watercolor painterly feel you get with that. It spreads, and the longer you let it sit there, the more it's going to spread. Now, if this is dry here, was to do the same like I did here, which is just dot in a little bit of that blue paint, it's not going to do anything because this is dry, So I'm tapping in, but it's just sitting there. Same with if I was to go over this with a blue paint, because this is still wet, it's going to have a soft edge. If I go over this dry area, point, press, it's a very hard line. So for me, watercolors, what I want to achieve is that beautiful, soft, painterly, expressionistic effect. Now, this is dry. If I was to go into that, it would not spread. This one, that one's a little bit damp. But if I did the same here, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to sit exactly where I put it, which is really workable for details and things. So those are the two different looks. See how this is nice and blurry and really blending and moving. This is a hard line. It's not going anywhere. So I wanted to explain that to you because as a beginner, some of these terms can be really confusing, and I hope that helps. I'm going to try and make some more beginner type tutorials like this that I hope will help you out. My passion is working with beginners and getting you excited and inspiring and reminding you that you are an artist and you can absolutely do this. So happy painting, everybody. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you some more things, and let's just have fun. All right, I'll see you soon.